Happening on the transfer front, I know the gaffer was chasing all manner of players last week, a right winger, a striker, and a back.
Yeah, the gaffer, that's where he is at the moment. He's looking for, or he's meeting with a player, so he's working hard to obviously bring the right calibre of player in, just to obviously strengthen a squad that we're like we've always said that we're really happy with anyway. But you don't rest on your laurels. You're always trying to improve and try to be better. Obviously the Daryl Clare one's a disappointing one. I know in my time that the gaffers always had a very good relationship with Daryl, and obviously through circumstances and situations that obviously he feels as though he wants to go to part-time, it's a decision that's really out of our hands. But we wish Daryl all the best in the future, and that's the point where we're at.
I think you might get somebody in for the weekend then?
I think we're hopeful. As I say, the gaffer's working really hard at the moment to be able to follow up a couple of areas that he's looking at. A couple of players and who's interested. At the end of the day, we're always restricted by budget, which kind of that's the same whether you're Man United, Man City, or well, maybe not Man City, but anybody. You're always restricted by finance, and that's no problem. We'll live to that, and we're more than happy with sort of the type of player that we can attract.
Has it made it more difficult because of, obviously you expect him to get Daryl back, and the fact that now the gaffer's got to look always for another player on top of whatever was going to look for already? Yeah,
I think because just the way that we are and the way that the gaffer prepares, you always prepare for any eventuality. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we was in a position that we were looking forward to Daryl coming back, strengthening the forward line. Obviously, Pez and Duffs and Jake have done really well. Obviously, Louis, when he's popped up the top, Lee Morrisfield came in and did a good job for us in an interim period. But you're looking for obviously Daz. We'd monitored what he'd been doing up at Gateshead, as a lot of people. But decisions are sometimes taken out of your hands, and you have to live with that. You have to go and deal with that. So we have, and there's numerous players that the gaffer's always getting phone calls about players and players wanting to come to this football club. Players who have played Division higher and have played in this league and been very successful. So that's just tantamount to, or that's just testament to how much other players think of this football club. You look at Bird, you look at Charles, players who are really experienced but yet chose us over a lot of clubs that they could have gone to, and Bruffy as well. So that's great for us, and so we're in no panic in sort of kind of thinking, oh goodness, who we're going to bring in, because there are a lot of players that want to come to this football club because they know it's done right. And they know that the gaffer's here and sort of his beliefs and the staff's beliefs that we want to push on and that we want to improve. So there's no panic with that, and it's just a matter, like the gaffer said before, it's a matter of putting the right deal to the right player, and we'll look to move on that.
Any progress with Ollie Oxtis?
Yeah, Ollie's the gaffer's been speaking to Ollie. Ollie's kind of eager to come to us because he's enjoyed his time both spells. So we're hoping to have that tied up ASAP really.
Is that something you get done next couple of days?
Hopefully, yeah. There's been a lot of competition from other football clubs because Ollie's a very good player, and people see him as somebody who's a young technical player with a good future. But that's credit to this football club. Like I've just said about the players that he can attract, and the players that feel at home here in the dressing room, and sort of with the gaffer, that Ollie wants to come to this football club.
I know the gaffer got in touch with Leeds last week. Is it a case then of they're just holding off on the decision because they've got these other clubs coming in? Yeah,
I think it's a case that obviously they've got to weigh up their issues and kind of things that they're looking to do in the transfer window. I'm sure that they've got things that they want to sort out first. But it's same as anything; they'll have priorities to be able to deal with in this transfer window, as they're doing very well. But it's something that we'll wait and see, and hopefully it can go through sooner rather than later.
And will it be presumably for the rest of the season? Is that the idea?
Yeah, we'd look to be able to do it. Maybe I suppose I haven't really spoke to the gaffer about kind of contracts and things like that, because I don't tend to get involved with that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the gaffer has the say on that. So it could be to the end of the season, or it could be longer.
Yeah, well, I think he's said before, David, that he's keen to maybe get him for next year as well.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You want to build for the future. You don't want to just put things in and get players in on short-term contracts, because you can never get to kind of build your framework. So it's important that you have the right players in for the right amount of time.
Apart from Carl Nicks, are we now looking clean bill of health with the break? Clean
bill of health, yeah. Everybody's back fighting fit. Kind of a little bit of snowballing and sledging's done the lads a world of good. And we're looking forward to hopefully getting Nixie back ASAP as well. Maybe back in training for another 2 weeks, week and a half maybe. So yeah, that's good and it's positive. So it goes into the new season, or the kind of second half of the season, firing on all cylinders and making sure that we can go and push on.
I suppose it's similar experience for everyone as this time last year, really, when I think the gaffer had to wait about 2 or 3 weeks for his first game.
For his first game, yeah, I can remember him talking about that. Kind of obviously waiting and you're chomping at the bit and you want to get involved, and it's exactly the same now. We're obviously in a far better position than we were last year, but it's the same anticipation, same eagerness to be able to a different probably proposition, but we want to be again getting back in, because that's what we enjoy doing. That's what the lads love doing, is getting on the football pitch and playing football.
How difficult is it to kind of keep your focus, when it is so long between your last game and your next one? Well, in fact, you don't really know when your next game
No, exactly. No, all you can do is prepare, and we've been doing is work. We did the work for the Luton game. I went down to see them at Southampton the game before, so we've done his homework and we prepare properly. There'll never be anybody who can turn around and say we don't prepare right, because we do, and like we have done for AFC Wimbledon. We're going to go into that prepared and ready, and even if at the 90th minute it gets called off, we'll have prepared. But we're hopeful that it'll be on. Again, it's the way that you keep lads focused is by varying training. We've unfortunately, due to the weather, we have been doing some CV work quite a bit this week, or last week, but this week we've obviously got the facilities to be able to go and do a lot more football, which is positive. I mentioned that we're obviously in Derby at the Power League, and a couple of other venues this week, so that'll be good, and the lads will be able to get the football out and put a smile on the face.
The lad you've got in on trial, have you had much of a chance to look in with?
Literally, obviously we trained on Saturday, as there was no game, but the gaffers obviously brought the lad in on trial, and we're probably looking at him today. Obviously we weren't on Sunday, but we'll get a chance to have a look at him today.
Is that Aaron Brown?
Yes.
Yes. First time in training today.
Yes, it will be. Yeah.
No new date for Andy Burgess's hearing yet, you
No,
know?
as far as we're aware, that's going to be rescheduled, and we'll hear at a later date about that.
Yeah, that's great.